Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning into Black Girl in America TV. Sorry if my voice is a little raspy. I do have a cold. I want to talk about y'all pastor, Jamal Bryant. He was just recently in the news for telling his church to fast from Target for 40 days. And it's so funny to me because I did a video a few years ago actually about rapper T.I. saying the same thing about Gucci when they did their racial ad with the blackface. Pastor Jamal Bryant is pretty much telling his congregation to do the same thing that T.I. told us to do with Gucci, and that's boycott it for 6 months. And now we have Pastor Jamal Bryant telling us to boycott Target for 40 days.
I'm calling us as a church, you may be seated, that in the season of Lent, which is the 40 days leading up to Easter, our church is going to be in a fast of 40 days of consistent prayer. Come on, I can't hear nobody. I said 40 days of consistent prayer. Lent starts on Wednesday, March the 5th. And for 40 consecutive days, our church will be in prayer. Some of those days will be here in person, other days will be virtually, other days will be on the phone, but 40 consistent days of prayer. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, I am calling us, listen to me, because we have to operate in the spiritual. I am calling the conscientious Christian community all over this country, the conscientious Christian community all over this country. I am calling for a 40-day fast from Target.
These pastors today, they be doing everything but preaching the word of God.
No drama, so I'm throwing up the peace signs. Yahweh, Yahweh, there's only one way, and it's God way. Yahweh, Yahweh, there's only one way, and it's God way.
You are anointed.
Music like that,
You are anointed.
I receive.
I mean, you are heavily anointed.
He should be staying out of politics. And I just want to say, anybody who follows Jamal Bryant, don't pay that man any mind. I did a video on DEI. Watch my video. I'll leave that in the description for you to get an understanding why I say continue to shop at Target and any other company who rolled back the DEI. Do not pay Pastor Jamal Bryant any mind. To me, he's a very worldly guy. He's so detached from Christianity. Let me give y'all a little background about Jamal. Jamal Bryant started off, if you don't know, as a pastor here in Baltimore, Maryland. It was called the Empowerment Temple African Methodist Church. He started it in 2000. And long story short, if you don't know, he was married to Giselle. Pastor Jamal Bryant was very well known in Baltimore, Maryland. Pastor Jamal Church. It was like a main event. You put on your best designer outfit to go there. His church had all the younger generation going there. His church sat West Baltimore, Ricestown Road, and I remember riding past there one day. The church was letting out, and it was like a club. When I tell you, I saw nothing but skimpy clothes, nothing but provocative girls dressing like they was literally at a club. And I remember I had one of my brothers with me. I said, well, what club was this that we didn't know about? What main event was going on that we didn't know about? He said, no, this is Pastor Jamal Bryant, you know, the one that comes on the radio. This is his church. So that's when I first saw it. I was shocked at how those girls looked coming out of that church. Eventually you start hearing a lot of things about him messing with these young girls and dating these young girls and allegedly getting these young girls pregnant. I mean, it was like all over Baltimore. You heard the talks. And when I say young girls, I'm talking about 19, 20. They were of age. So he was very well known for messing with a lot of young girls. Until one day he started messing with this young lady. Her dad, he owned like a lot of funeral homes here in Baltimore, Maryland. He was dealing with this young lady and she got pregnant and he told her to get an abortion. Because mind you, he's married married to Giselle and have a whole beautiful family, all while messing around. Long story short, he told her to get an abortion. She said no. She was a daughter of a wealthy man. So that's how the whole divorce happened with Giselle and Pastor Jamal Bryant. Eventually, Giselle found out about this young lady that was pregnant by Pastor Jamal Bryant. Long story short, he just had a horrible reputation. His church started losing members. Before you know it, we didn't hear from him for like a year or two. And then boom, we heard about him again. He was in Atlanta gathering souls to his new church, right? So I just never looked at Jamal Bryant and took him seriously. He was always a womanizer. And remember, he was the one who went viral years ago for saying on the pulpit in God's house that these hoes ain't loyal.
Every brother, would you tap another brother and say, I should have listened to her? God help me. Old saints, y'all forgive me, but I got to tell you, these hoes ain't loyal. You got to find somebody. Okay. All right, be seated, please.
In the house of worship. Well, I guess he should know, shouldn't he? So yeah, I always took Jamal Bryant as a joke. Baltimore, Maryland took him as a joke. That's why he fled to Atlanta. So that's just giving y'all a little story about Pastor Jamal Bryant. And he's in Atlanta doing him. He just married to a girl that has a BBL. More power to their union. I just wanted to let y'all know, don't take nothing he says seriously. Like fasting at Target is nothing spiritual about that. Don't put y'all trust in people like this man right here. Because if you ask me, he is a joke and nothing changed since he left Baltimore. Guys, you gotta get your own relationship with God. Because these fake pastors are leading y'all astray.
Philosopher? Yes.